to day 23 of May Vlogs. We've just dropped Arthur at school. I'm trying to think what I was going to say to you then. We've just dropped Arthur at school. Jasper is with me today. For those of you that worried, he's been absolutely fine. We've had absolutely no more sickness apart from at the childminders yesterday. He has slept fine overnight. He's had no temperatures. He seems pretty much himself, apart from maybe having slightly less of an appetite last night. But he's eaten breakfast absolutely fine. So he probably could have gone back to the childminders today, but he's still covered in rash, and I just kind of feel like he needs a day to kind of recover. Does that make sense? I don't know, and I don't want him passing on, if he did have a little bug or something that made him sick, I don't want him passing that on to the childminder's son and the other little boy that she looks after. So yeah, better safe than sorry. So he's with me today, which means I've had to revise my work schedule a little bit. My crazy busy work schedule that I showed you last week, showed you earlier this week, is not going to be the same. But it's all right, we're getting there. I'm sure I'll catch up somewhere. We're just literally popping really quickly to Sainsbury's. I have run out of milk, which means I've not been able to have a cup of tea yet this morning. So that is a necessity. So yeah, we're just popping to Sainsbury's to grab a few little bits and pieces, and then I will get back home and get on with some dyeing. I am dyeing up the new collection today, or the start of the new collection today. So yeah, hopefully that will go well. It's always a little bit scary doing new colourways when you're trying to do them based and inspired on something specific. But yeah, fingers crossed it all goes well, and Jasper is happy playing for a little bit as well. So I'm just making a start on the colours for the new collection, and you're all going to get a little bit of a sneak peek about the new collection because I haven't actually really talked about it yet. But the new collection is inspired by children's books. So kind of, I think I'm going to call it the school library collection. I'm not sure, and as you can see, there's not a lot going on with these yet. They're just getting some kind of base colours before I add the more complicated stuff. But I've kind of picked out some of my favourite, this one's just the same, by the way. I've kind of picked out some of my favourite children's books. So yeah, I've picked 5 at the moment of my favourite children's books kind of growing up. I've picked, and I've gone for kind of the less obvious ones from particular authors. So we've got George's Marvellous Medicine by Roald Dahl. I've gone for The Sea of Adventure by Enid Blyton. I don't know if you know the adventure books. I loved the adventure books. There was The Sea of Adventure, The Castle of Adventure, The Mountain of Adventure, The Valley of Adventure. There were loads and loads of them. And I absolutely loved those books. So we've gone for The Sea of Adventure. We've gone for The Secret Garden. I'm trying to remember them all now. The Secret Garden, The Railway Children, another one of my favourites growing up. And the last one, which has completely escaped my mind, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. So from the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe kind of series of books by C.S. Lewis. That was my favourite book of those series of books. And what I've done is I've had a little look online, and I found some book covers, which are kind of the book covers that I remember as a child. And I'm using the colours from the book covers to dye up yarn for the collection. So yeah, I can kind of show you as I'm going along, I guess. Look what just arrived in the post. This is my absolutely gorgeous sample that a lovely sample knitter knit for me. Knit out of my hopscotch colourway. I don't know how well the colour's showing up on the screen here, but it looks gorgeous. This is this is where I can never pronounce the pattern. Is it the Wakero Cowl by Aroha Knits? And this will be a booth sample for me. and I love it. I thought I'd just pop it on so you can kind of see what it looks like. And there it is. I can't hold the camera far enough away. With the lovely tassel on the end. It's really clever construction because it just buttons. If I turn it round for you, you can see it buttons up and then you pop it over. So you can kind of use it in different ways really. But this is going to look lovely on my stand. Yay! Is the car going in the car wash? So the first lot are in for a bit of a soak. Whoops, I nearly fell over them. We've got, there we go. So this one is Sea of Adventure. It's always hard to know what they're going to look like until they're dry and skeined up properly, which must mean that these ones, if I can get it out, are George's Marvellous Medicine. I'm very happy with the speckles on these. So they're just having a quick soak while I get on with the next batch.
I know my friend.
Of course, you're gonna hit Toad, but for what? 30 damage. That's scary. And what is another one?
So here we are, everything hung up to dry. You're not going to get the best view of them because not only are they wet, but you can't really see them in this condition. But these ones here, this couple of skeins and then this skeins at the back are the Sea of Adventure. Then these more pinker ones here are George's Marvellous Medicine. And then these 6 here are Voyage of the Dawn Treader. There's more underneath that you can't quite get to. Oh, in fact, if I come around this side, yeah, there you go. So this is some more of George's Marvellous Medicine. And again, down the bottom here, you've got a couple more of the Sea of Adventure. I think they're going to look really good once they're skeined up. So I'm having a little bit of a play again. I've just put up my 3rd grid wall, and while the boys are quietening down, which sounds, touch wood, like it's happening reasonably quickly, I thought I would just have a little play and see if I can sort this out. Obviously, as I said before, my table will be a lot bigger. Hopefully, I need to double check the measurements and make sure this isn't going to be too wide, but hopefully my table should be the width of the 3 grid walls, in theory. Otherwise, I might need to have another play, but we will see how it goes. But yeah, so obviously my table will be wider, but this is what I'm kind of thinking at the moment. So I've got the wildflower collection up there, which will be available in the 50 grams as well. So I thought I could kind of hang them together. Then these ones down here are kind of the random colorways. I've still got one more that I've not dyed up yet. And then here we'll have the 2 other collections. So Spring Garden collection, obviously there's still one missing there. And then here will be the new collection based on the books, which I'm still playing with the name for. And then in the basket, I'm going to be doing blanket bundles for these 2 collections. So 5 lots of 10 gram mini skeins. So they will go in there. Then we've got the semi-solids down here. And then I'm leaving sort of this bit of grid wall empty so that I can have the self-striping in the box underneath it. And then I'm thinking box with the mini bundles at that end of the table. And then I'm wondering whether I need to get another one of these boxes and have a box that side with the fade kits in. What do we think? What do we think about the setup so far? Do we think it's going to work? I'm just working out samples as well, because I've got wildflower collection I've got samples all knit up for. I've got a couple of self-striping samples, not in the ideal colourways unfortunately, but that's fine. People get the idea of the stripe widths anyway. I've got my lovely cowl sample which arrived today, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to display that. and then just another couple of random samples for colourways that I'm going to have. So yeah, hopefully it's going to work. We will have to see. I need to check these measurements quickly before I get too set on the idea. Okay, it is 20 to 9. The kids are fast asleep. They went to bed really, really nicely. I think they're really tired tonight, although they may be top and tailing in Jasper's bed. I haven't checked. Doesn't matter if they are. I've got today's vlog, well, technically yesterday's vlog, exporting at the moment because I just didn't get a chance to do that earlier. So hopefully that'll get up tonight. And I'm just going to spend 20 minutes skeins some yarn, and then 9 o'clock, that is it. No more work for tonight. I am going to put something on the TV, and hopefully I am going to finish a pair of socks because I am about, I don't know, 2 rows away from the toe on a pair of socks. So hopefully I can get that done while I relax. See you all tomorrow.